Coach, what are you going to be looking for tomorrow night?
Execution, guys playing hard, guys, showing that they have a good understanding of what we're doing. It's going to be kind of a watered down plan. We're not going to, try to do too many crazy things. And, I just want guys to go out, play hard, and just, enjoy being out there, enjoy playing. Great communication, which has been a real emphasis for us across the board. And then just, guys, when they're put in one-on-one situations, whether you're running, throwing, or catching, being able to make a play. And that's going to be big for us.
I'm sure coming into this spring season, you had a checklist of things that you wanted to get done.
Mm-hmm.
Now that tomorrow's kind of the day, you get to go out and perform and do everything like that. How do you evaluate where you are in that checklist, and do you feel like y'all got everything done?
Yeah, I mean, we put our whole offense in, and there were some days that we were swimming. We had a lot of offense in, we had a lot of defense in. We didn't hold anything back. Coach Collins' defense is very complicated. One of the most complicated defenses in the country to prepare against. So we saw all different looks of all different fronts and coverages. We put all of our stuff in. And then we pulled it back a little bit, and then you could see over the last few weeks, our execution is much better, our understanding is much better. Our guys are playing a lot faster and a lot freer because they know more, they're more comfortable in what we're doing. So I'm really pleased with where we are at this point.
How have you seen Lucas improve throughout the spring, and where do you think he still needs to get better?
His understanding in this system, coming from an option attack to a drop back pro passing attack is a big challenge. And the thing that he's improved the most on is understanding where to go with the ball. Once these guys understand where to go with the ball, they're all athletic, they all can throw, they're all really good players. It's just making that adjustment to a drop back style passing game of understanding coverage, what the play is, and where to go with the ball has been great with all of the quarterbacks. I think that's where he's made the most strides.
How have you seen the offense evolve, just going from a triple option to something completely new for these guys?
Well, they used to line up with, four hands on their hands on the ground and come off and just knock people backwards and run veer option. And just the fact that they're zone blocking and, running a pro style attack is totally foreign. So it's across the board. The offensive line had to learn, basically it's like learning a whole new language. You're going out there and trying to decipher a bunch of things. And then, once the picture starts to move, there's a lot of different moving elements. So the guys have handled it really well. I'm actually really pleased with where we are. I think we're further along than I had thought we would be.
How many offensive linemen do you think you have above the line heading into tomorrow's game?
That's hard to say. I think it's going to be more at the end of the spring where we kind of just sit back and really look. We would hope to have 8 or 9. I think that's kind of where we are. It's where we were in the past spots that we've been at, and pretty much across the board. The goal from the outset is to have as much elite depth as we can possibly have. And that's been a thing for Coach Collins over the years is, develop as many young guys as we can. And if we can get half the team over the line, that's what we want to do.
Are scrimmage situations like tomorrow night any better for coaches and for purposes of evaluation than our practices?
When it's live, it's different. It's live. There's no more just tag and, this was a sack or, this was where the ball was down. It's a real evaluation of blocking, tackling, throwing, and running, because once that guy gets out, we had one a couple weeks ago where we were hitting the backfield. If that was a practice, that probably play would have got blown dead, but the running back made a great play. He bounced off a tackle, went down the sideline for a 12, 15-yard game. So it gives you a truer evaluation of just where guys are once the pads come on. Your understanding of what we're doing, you get all of that in practice. But once you have to tackle and get tackled, it's a different game.
You've run a lot of different running backs throughout the spring and a lot of different styles of running back as well. How do you feel comfortable kind of with the depth that you've built up?
Yeah, it's really been amazing. Some of the guys were hurt when we first started. Some of the guys were playing different positions. You got guys that, were the motion backs and the options. They're back there trying to, read, zone plays and running inside zone, outside zone. Tashard Choice has done an amazing job with those guys, just understanding where to run the ball. I think his understanding of just like pro style offenses and run games really can be seen. because the running backs are putting the ball in the right spot. When they put the ball in the right spot, they have a chance to be really, really good. So they've been great, and I think that's what you're trying to do, right? You're never going to have one or two guys. If we could get 4, 5, 6 guys that can really play at each position, and especially at running back, because with the tempo that we play at, you could gas guys pretty quick. So if we get a long run in, the next guy up, and we just can rotate guys in, that's kind of what we're shooting for.
Has the receiver group been a surprise group for you?
They have. And, Jalen Camp has really stood out. He's been, excellent. One-on-one, really, really strong running routes. Donica Sanders has been great. The young guy, Marion Brown, has been great. And Malachi Carter, those 4 or 5 guys have really done a really good job of really understanding what we're doing. Josh Blancato came out of nowhere in the slot. He's been amazing. He's played at a very, very high level. He's a walk-on guy that didn't get a lot of burn in the last couple of years, and he's really shown out, made some really, really great plays. The whole key to these guys is when you're in a one-on-one situation and the ball goes up, we come down with it. And that, if you can do that on top of all the run stuff that we can do, we'll be pretty explosive.
Has that changed some of your expectations in terms of what you can do personnel package-wise and stuff? Seeing the multiple running backs and the receivers and maybe being able to open things up a little more?
Yeah, that's the fun part, right? The fun part is, kind of seeing, all the pieces come together and really making an evaluation on who you can be, who you should be. What are the quarterbacks capable of doing, play to their strengths, play to the O-line strengths, and then just move guys in and out. You can put running backs out in the slot. You can move guys back into the backfield. You can play with multiple tight end looks. So it just gives the defense more to prepare for.
Considering there's not a depth chart, it's above the line, below the line. I guess I'm just kind of curious with the quarterbacks, how does that work? Like, do you just plan on having one quarterback by the line, or all 3 and just rotating, or how does it work with them?
I think the quarterback situation is a little bit different because the guys that are over the line are guys that could go into the game and you feel like you could win football games with them. In the past, we've had packages where 1, 2, and 3 quarterbacks go in the game at the same time. If you have guys that are, varying specialties, you could put a guy in for a couple plays, run kind of like a Wildcat package if you had that. That's kind of what we did at Temple the last couple of years. We had a guy that could really run, so we moved our other drop back guy out of there and put another guy in and had a package for guys. So, again, it's just another layer of things that the defense has to prepare for.
Have you seen good things from the quarterback? What have you liked?
I have. When you first take over, you're like, I don't know if these guys can throw. What can they really do? They all can throw, which was the first, concern when you start, are these guys just run around athlete guys? They all can throw. They all have worked really hard to understand. There's still some times when we look at the tape and they're like, oh yeah, that wasn't right. So it's still a learning curve. We still have a long way to go, but fortunately we're not playing for another, 4 months or whatever. So, but the growth that they've made over the last 5 weeks has been amazing. I've been really happy with them. Their leadership is really good. They're really positive guys. So, I couldn't be any more happy with where we are.
When you think about the strides the offense has made, who are 1 to 2 guys that really have stood out to you this spring and have caused a lot of problems for on the offense?
Tyler Davis is great. You know what I mean? We really, really are fortunate to have him with us. He brings a whole totally different dimension because he's a tight end that can run and catch. And he's tough in the box, so he can get in there and mix it up. He's not afraid to mix it up, but he gives you a different dimension as a pass receiving tight end. I've really liked him. Just overall, I think Marion Brown has done an amazing job for a young kid. That guy is in his first semester of college, and he's out there, running with the ones. He's really, really, really fast. He's electric fast. I don't know if I've coached too many guys that run as fast as he does. But just his maturity and his understanding of what we're doing, because the cool thing was he came in and everybody was on a level playing field because nobody understood the system. Nobody knew anything. And he's, just his maturity and what he's been able to do, he'll bring us a different dimension there. And then, the quarterbacks all do something different. They're all really good athletes, so it's going to be cool to see how we get to use all those guys.
A few more for Coach Patenaude.
Oliver and Graham, they would be 2 guys who would be great in the Wildcat.
Yes, and Lucas also. Lucas is still coming back off that bum foot. So he's still not 100% running around on it, but he's really, really athletic, and those other two guys are really electric. I mean, they can do things with the ball that there's not a lot of quarterbacks in the country that can do it. So I mean, we're really excited about being able to mix and match some of those guys.
When you think about, back at Temple, the spring games through there, what do you remember from those games, and what are you looking forward to?
The game type atmosphere, a crowd, my family's in town, which is awesome. I haven't seen them in a month, so that's been really tough. Just being around the guys, having that sense of, hey, it's game day. It's a little bit different feel, and when you got guys out there and there's people in the stands, and it's just a different atmosphere. That's kind of the cool thing, and it's really a family thing, because a lot of the players' families are in town, and their friends are here, their buddies are here, and they get to go out and show why we do what we do. For as many crazy hours as we do it, we really only get to really show it, maybe 13 times a year, so it's cool to be out there in a game type atmosphere.
Anything else?